Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally sitting down to film the worst makeup of 2022. I don't know why these videos always make me so anxious because I'm like, I'm gonna forget something, I'm gonna forget something, I'm gonna forget something, and then I just get really in my head about it and then I put it off. But I decided that I'm just gonna do it. And if I forget anything, it is what it is. I did make a list. I have 8 products on there. I've also been keeping a naughty bin, and it's time to go through it and decide what I'm going to get rid of and toss and donate and all the things. And if this isn't a complete comprehensive list of the worst makeup from 2022, that's okay. I'm going to show myself some grace and just get it done. Just get it done. I want to be done with the best, the worst, and my rankings before the end of January, and it's not looking so good. So say a little prayer and let's get into it. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I post about 3 to 4 times a week, so you do get quite a bit of content from me, and I would hate for you to miss it. So highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's talk about some icky makeup. If you guys are wondering about this look, I did film it in a chatty get ready with me style video. It's actually like a pregnancy update slash using products from my Shop My Stash and some other products that are just in my makeup collection. So if you want to hear more about how my second pregnancy has been treating me, I will link it down in the description box for you guys. If you're nosy about the products, I'll link all of those in the description box as well. I think that's it for announcements, so let's get into this video. Okay, so like I said, I do have a naughty bin. It's an actual trash can full of makeup that I didn't enjoy. Some of this didn't come out this year, so I'm going to sort that out while I'm going along. And some of this I did feature in a video that I did inspired by Kelly Gooch called Makeup I Would Recommend to My Worst Enemy. So if you've seen that, some of this makeup might look familiar, but just bear with me. It's okay. We can have a little refresher. So yeah, let me go ahead and dive into it. So the first one is this eyeshadow palette from Bella Beaute Bar. So this is their Euphoric Dreams palette, and look at one of the shades. Oh my god, one of the shades is broken. I think it came like this. I don't think I broke it. But anyway, I was really excited to try this brand because this palette looked really pretty, and I think I got some requests from subscribers to try this brand. So I tried this palette and I thought it was very mediocre. And of course, after I tried this one, I think they did a formula change, and my friends have been raving about this brand, but I just can't bring myself to purchase another palette until I find the most perfect palette from them to buy. So I think that they've come a long way since this palette, but this palette was disappointing. And the icing on the cake was I watched Annette review this palette and she didn't think it was good. So I don't know why I thought maybe I should try it. I don't know. Maybe it's the, I don't know, chaotic individual that lives inside me that's I need to try all the indie brands. And so I definitely learned a lesson with this palette. And then they launched The Strange and Unusual, and I missed that. I heard that one's really, really good. So I kind of have major FOMO over that one. But this one, I really, really regret it, and I just thought this felt very mediocre as far as the quality goes. So definitely on my list of worst makeup of 2022. Okay, this was just so disappointing. So I was really excited about the Summer Fridays lip butters, and I bought this set that they came out with around the holidays, a sampler pack, and I was so excited by this, but I don't feel like this is hydrating at all. So if you've tried this product, let me know, but I really regret not returning this because it doesn't really feel like it's hydrating my lips. But I feel like I have very unattainable standards when it comes to lip balms because I live somewhere really cold, and every lip balm that people rave about, I seriously just don't like. So yeah, I'm about ready to give up. I even tried that new one from Fenty, and it's very thick and creamy, but I just don't feel like it does anything extra for my lips. Like, especially if it's called a lip mask, I feel like I have really high expectations and it just does nothing for me as far as like really hydrating my lips. So I don't know if I'll ever solve my quest for the best lip butter, but this one I really regret buying. Okay, this, I guess I should say, worst makeup and skincare of 2022. This is the Refer Hydration Cream. I know they're like in a phase where I think they're like testing out different skincare products. So I know this has like more versions that are coming because this is version 1. But this is marketed as like an all skin types hydration cream, and you could decide what you wanted to pay for this. So I decided to go ahead and try it, and I just didn't feel like it did anything as far as hydrating my skin. So I would definitely proceed with caution when buying Refer's skincare, although I have very dry skin. So maybe this could work for somebody that doesn't have as dry skin as I do, but I feel like I had mentioned that I didn't like this, and I definitely saw comments from some of you as well that this was not up to your expectations as well, which made me feel a little bit better about my hatred for this product. Okay, here's another skincare product that was marketed like it was gonna solve all my problems. This is the Glossier After Balm. It's a recovery cream. So basically they said like this is gonna be so hydrating, it's gonna blow my mind. And it had all the right buzzwords. Like, the marketing for this was written by somebody who lived in North Dakota. Like, that was the vision I had for them, because they said all the right things, and I was just heavily disappointed by this. I didn't feel like it did anything as far as giving me that extra boost of hydration that I need for where I live and the type of skin I have. So yeah, just did not like this at all. Would not recommend. Okay, let's do some eyeshadow palettes. I don't think I'm going to put this in my year-end rankings because I don't want to keep these products in my collection for any longer. So I think I'm going to put these in my declutter pile. But the Ace Beaute Violet Sage palette, listen, Ace Beaute, their new palettes are amazing. I don't know when this was made or what factory, if it was a different manufacturer than their usual manufacturer, because I know sometimes brands have multiple manufacturing facilities and things like that, but this was just not the same buttery, gorgeous formula from Ace Beaute that I'm used to. So I definitely regret this one, and I don't want it. I feel like I want to keep this palette just so I can keep my like Pat McGrath collection complete. I think I will actually. Plus, like, sometimes I like sell these palettes and then I like regret them, like regret getting rid of them. So I think I'm going to put this back in my collection. But this Bridgerton Round 2 collaboration palette that Pat McGrath did was just so blah. And I'm really hoping that if she does a third round, it's not as blah as this one. Okay, so 2022 had some amazing highlights. One of them was kind of getting on some kind of like D-list ColourPop PR situation. So of course the first collection they sent me was the Let's Roll collection. And I was really excited, but if you guys know me and pastels, we're not really that great of friends. And so this palette was very much like, I was excited to get it, but other than that, I felt like no desire to own this palette. I'm not a big fan of pastels, like I mentioned, so my favorite shade in this palette is On Wheels, and that's because it's a beautiful green. But I feel like ColourPop makes really good eyeshadow palettes, and then they make ones that are just okay. And I feel like this was just one that was okay, and I wouldn't have bought this with my own money. Like, because ColourPop sent this to me, I made a video, but I wouldn't have bought this with my own money. Okay, so BH Cosmetics made their big comeback in 2022, and I mean, are these the worst palettes in the history of the world? No. But listen, I'm used to a level, a standard, some sort of quality and like ingenuity when it comes to BH. Like, they have some really cool palettes with some great color stories, and I love the concept of these travel quads. But a lot of these color stories like did not make any sense. They weren't very flattering. This one just is not very revolutionary. That pastel one was so weird. This one was just like okay. The quality was just not up to what I'm used to with BH. So yeah, all of these palettes are gonna go ahead and get decluttered out of my collection for sure. Okay, we have to roast this Kosas foundation. This is the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, medium coverage, natural dreamy finish, in the shade Medium Deep Neutral Olive 290. I think this one came out in the summertime, so I tried Medium Deep. So this one actually got sent to me from the brand, but I bought one as well. Both shades I tried were not the right colors for me. And overall, I just didn't like how this foundation looked on me. I love the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I am such a fan of Kosas products. But this one, I don't get the hype with. Like, people love this foundation, or I feel like they hate this foundation. I'm definitely on the hate bandwagon, so I'm going to go ahead and see if somebody will take this from me because I feel bad tossing it because it's full. Like, I barely used it. But I don't like this foundation, and 2020 is the year where I'm not just going to put up with shitty products. Like, I have really good products that I would rather use up than try to pan this. Okay, another collection that ColourPop sent me this year was this one. This is a collab they did with, I can't find the name of the person they collab with on the palettes, but these are like their 5-pan palettes, and I don't want to say ColourPop sent out PR of like their less exciting collections, because I did get the Hocus Pocus collection in PR from ColourPop, and I like nearly died when that happened because I was going back and forth about getting it. But this collection was just not my favorite, and a lot of the stuff from this one ended up in my naughty bin because I think it was just not very tan girl friendly. I know my friend Angie really loves the one palette with the mattes in it because she likes to use this for like a travel palette, but yeah, overall, I just don't like these palettes. Okay, I feel like people get really mad on the internet when you talk about OFRA, but I just want to say that this Rodeo Drive Makeup Fixer from OFRA, it's a long-lasting radiant setting spray. When I hear setting spray, I assume you're supposed to spray this on your face, but as you can see, it's basically like a gold liquid. So when I spray this on my face to set my makeup, I literally turn into like the face of the sun. It's so glowy. I think this product would be beautiful if you live on like a tropical island, or in the summertime if you want to spray it on like your arms and legs. I think it would be really pretty. But as far as being a setting spray, like there's way too much shimmer in this product to make it like practical for setting spray. So I'm not really sure what they were thinking with this product. And I'm going to go ahead and see if somebody will take this off my hands. Maybe somebody that's younger with like way more fun ahead of them in life. I'm just kidding. Maybe somebody that's going on like a beach vacation, but yeah, this just does not work for me at all. More palettes, but this time from Huda Beauty. So I feel like everybody and their mom included these in the worst palettes of 2022, and it's with good reason. I really am very picky when it comes to these Obsession palettes because I've had a lot of experience with them, and I know that they're very hit or miss. Some of them are really good, but some of them are really bad, and I've almost got it timed to like every other Obsessions palette is good or bad. You know what I mean? So these ones, they're okay. I think the green blue is better than the purple one in my opinion, but they're definitely not the best like quality as far as Huda goes. I definitely like fell for the packaging of this, and I was just like really hopeful that they would be good. And every time I buy one of these, I'm hoping it's the same quality as our big palettes, but they never are. So I feel like, you know, I'm going to continue buying them. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy the Huda palettes, but I'm going to try and be even more cautious about picking them up every time. I think I'm probably going to hold on to these just because I think they're really cute, the packaging and stuff, and I would love to rank them someday. But yeah, these were just not the good Huda Obsession palettes that I like. Okay, you guys know I love Nomad's eyeshadow palettes, but I do have to roast them for these lip glosses that they did for their Provence collection. I think this was like the vineyard inspired one. I just thought these colors were really hideous, and it like really pains me to say that because I know they're a small indie brand, but like I really hope that if they do lip products again, they do some, I don't want to say wearable because wearable automatically in my head triggers boring, but Like, I just feel like bright pink to me is just like not a trendy lip color at all. And these are pretty sparkly too, and I just don't think they went with the vibe of the collection. So yeah, these were not a favorite of mine. Okay, another small indie brand that I love so much, Gourmand Girls. This palette was one of their first palettes that I tried, and I just didn't love the pigmentation of this one. So I was a little bit nervous, but you know what? The owner was amazing, and they kept sending me PR, and their Spook palette from Halloween is so good. So I'm so glad they didn't give up on me, and they continued to, you know, send me stuff. But yeah, this palette I feel like was just not my favorite from them, and now their formula is so much better. And so yeah, this was in my naughty bin, but I'm happy to report that they have redeemed themselves as a brand, in my opinion. As far as formula goes, they didn't do anything else, like they weren't like canceled or anything like that. I just didn't love their formula. Oh my goodness, I know this didn't come out in 2022, but this palette was awful. I totally loved the color story, and then Morphe was having a sale, and I was like, oh, let me grab that. It'd be so fun for a video, and I totally regret buying it. So even though this didn't launch, I think this launched in 2021, I wanted to put this in my naughty bucket, so we're just gonna put it in this video. I am just not a fan of weird colored glosses. Like, I don't like glosses as is, but I'm not that girl, so I wouldn't even say this is the worst makeup of 2022, but it's just not for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually declutter these. I was sent this from Fourth Ray Beauty. This is the Pore Perfect Refreshing Priming Moisturizer, and I just didn't think this did anything for me, so I put it in my worst makeup pile. I also don't love like body oils like this. Again, probably has something to do with the fact that I live in a very cold climate, but even if I'm gonna add on like some kind of additional shine to my arms and legs in the summertime, I'll probably just go with like a lotion instead of a body oil. I just don't love that for me. Okay, this eyeshadow palette from ColourPop I actually bought with my own money because it just looked so beautiful online, and I was so disappointed. Pigmentation was pretty much non-existent in this one, and yeah, like the shade selection could have been so much better for like a mermaid themed palette, so I was very disappointed in this. More lip glosses that I just feel like these color choices I just don't understand. I really like Profusion at the drugstore, but these cream shadows from them are so runny, and you really need to layer them up to get any kind of opacity from them. Just really not a favorite product of mine in 2022. Okay, people were raving about this Hindash eyeliner, and I just don't get the hype with this. It doesn't really set very well, and every time I use this on my eyes, it's smudged. Of course, I just drew 3 perfectly crisp lines right here, so maybe it's just me. I don't know, but my favorite liquid liner is from Pat McGrath, and I just didn't like this one, and I wish I hadn't bought it. This Made by Mitchell eye pencil was so bad. It was so like, first of all, I can't get the lid off, so that's a sign. But when I tried to use this on my waterline, it felt creamy, but it didn't apply anything, so I was very confused. I even tried to like warm it up on the back of my hand before I put it in my waterline, and it didn't get me anywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trash this actually, because nobody deserves to try and make this work and like poke their eye out with it. Okay, so those are all the products that are in my naughty bin. Now let me just go ahead and look at the ones that are on my list, because some of this stuff I did go ahead and return because I was able to, and I just want to make it very clear, I treat YouTube like it's my job, but that doesn't mean it gives me like a full-time income, so I can't always keep things, and if I can return them because they don't work the way I anticipate them to, I do return some things. And if you have feelings about that, I need you to talk to your journal or your therapist and not my comment section. Okay, so the first thing is the One Size Blush and Bronzer Trios. I was so excited for these. I'm going to put a picture up so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but I was so excited about these because they look really cool, and you know, Patrick Starr is amazing at makeup, so I was really excited to have these products come out from the brand, and they were honestly way too pigmented. Like, they're so hard to blend. The bronzer palette I bought for myself, I just could not make it work, and I just didn't want to hold on to it because I knew there was no way I was going to use that because it was way too pigmented and it was impossible to blend. The blushes were the same way. They were so pigmented, and I don't mind pigmented products, but I prefer a product that I can build up on versus like one little tap and you've got like a big streak on your face. So for that reason, it's definitely one of my worst products of 2022, and I would advise you guys to swatch those products in store before you pick them up. The next thing that I definitely consider some of the worst makeup I tried in 2022 is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow Face and Eye Highlighter Palette in Romance Light. I actually bought the light and the medium version because, again, they launched during the Sephora sale, so I was like, let me grab them. But honestly, the light shade was very unflattering, and for the price point, I just don't think the Charlotte Tilbury highlighters are worth it. I bought the one for 2023, and it's nice, like it's a champagne highlighter, but I don't know. I had a friend recently ask if they're worth it, and I just feel like they're not. Like, they're so basic, and I'm sure you guys have a million similar shades in your collection already. So if you're able to spare yourself from purchasing one, I wouldn't recommend their Charlotte Tilbury highlighters. I feel like other brands make much better ones. Okay, the next thing on my list is the Westman Atelier setting powder. So I do follow some content creators that focus on bougie makeup, and I feel like the Westman Atelier powder was like the Chantecaille powder of 2022. Everyone was raving about it, and I was like, I need to know. I need to know if this powder is worth $75 because like people are making it sound like it's going to age you backwards. And so I bought one, and honestly, I was not impressed. I am not a big powder gal, and I'm just trying to figure out in my mind after trying that powder what these content creators were raving about, because I definitely didn't see the hype with that particular powder, so that's why it's making it onto this list. Next, I really need to like vent my frustrations on the Urban Decay lip bowls. I think they used to be called the Lady Bowls, or maybe they were, no, I'm thinking of the Lady Balls from Too Faced, I think. But anyway, the Lip Bold Glossy Lipstick sounds like, actually, does it even sound like a good idea? I don't know, but it's that formula that feels like you're putting saran wrap on your lips. It's the most disgusting formula. I don't know if anybody put that product in their 2022 favorites video, but if they did, honestly, I would probably unsubscribe from that channel because they're lying. Like, it was so awful. Oh my gosh, like you have to shake it, which is fine, but then you put it on and it feels like you put like waterproofing on your lips, and then it like, it's just the most awful like feeling. It's so uncomfortable. It just is like, it feels pilly on your lips. Ooh, that one. And the other one that I have to complain about is the House Labs Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick. Those two, I don't know how. I think Michaela made the House one go viral, so it was like selling out, and it's just awful. This is a judgment-free zone, but if you enjoy that formula, honestly, let me know, because I just can't believe that people like that formula. Like, I don't care how long wearing it is, I'm not putting that on my lips. I don't care. I would rather reapply a lipstick 100 times than have that formula touch my lips. So that's my stance on like glossy liquid lipsticks. So let me know. The other product that I really didn't like from House is their foundation. I think it's supposed to be like a matte foundation, but it just looks so greasy on me. I tried so many times to wear it and make it work, and I just did not like it. So I did end up returning it. I did buy the white shade because I was hoping to mix it in with other foundations just for like color correcting purposes. Like if I got a shade that was too dark for me, but honestly, I kind of wish I hadn't done that either, because most of the foundations I buy now, I've gotten really good at picking out my shades. So I don't know, that was kind of a silly purchase on my part, but I just don't like the House Labs foundation, and I wasn't one of those people that bought one of everything when that brand launched because I just wasn't that blown away by it, even the second time around, because the first time around it was really disappointing. Second time around, less disappointing. Definitely gave us more options at Sephora, so I'm happy, and I'm gonna see, like, maybe they'll do something interesting this year, but so far I haven't been super persuaded to enjoy anything from them. Okay, and the last thing that I'm going to mention in the worst products of 2022 is another offender from Huda Beauty, and it's their Cairo Plumping Lip Balm. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I was thinking, but this lip plumper was so bad. It just like, so I bought the warm and the cool one, and I was excited to try it because I'm not big into lip plumpers. I like the Patrick Ta one. I like the Buxom ones, but this, it was so uncomfortable. And listen, I like spicy food, don't get me wrong, but this was just like uncomfortably like tingly, and I was just not here for it. So yeah, I immediately sent it back. I didn't even try the red one because if the blue one was that spicy feeling, I felt like I wasn't even going to enjoy the red one. So yeah, those immediately got sent back, but definitely not a fan of the Huda lip plumper. So if you guys tried that and had a similar experience, I would love to hear from you guys, because sometimes I just wonder like how brands make these sales happen, because they're just such shitty products. Anyway, that is it for the worst makeup I tried in 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what makeup product you tried in 2022 and you absolutely hated, because misery loves company, as the saying goes. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys!